May 29, 2026. This is the S&P 500 E-futures mini on a 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looks like today. I'm starting the chart review a little early. I got to take off and do something at about 1 o'clock Pacific Standard. There was no economic data that came out to really move the markets. And I think there was some just general Iran news coming left and right that maybe the ceasefire is going to hold, maybe it's going to be open. But it didn't really, you couldn't really time those. Overall, the structure looks like it's very choppy sideways, kind of like an M structure. There are a few areas that I thought something might have set up these black arrows, and then some actual possible trades that I marked. And I actually took one trade. It was a little bit later than I usually do, and then I missed some great opportunities earlier on. So I'm going to get into the setups right now. So pre-market, prices sold off, bounced up, and then just kind of moved sideways into the open. I thought there was going to be two legs. Eventually, I thought there was going to be two legs like this. But on the open, prices don't really give you too much of an opportunity to try to take any trades. Kind of moves up this green up channel. You can argue there's like a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long is a bad signal bar. There is maybe a range here, but nothing really sets up nicely. Plus the range itself is pretty tight to go for a 6-tick scalp. It's a localized high. Actually, it's the all-time high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long fails, it pushes up and then gives you a lower high. I actually thought this was a possible. I thought this was a possible trade. Initially, I had my trend channel tighter like this, and then prices broke and went down. It looks like it was two legs, and then when it created this candle here, that's when I actually thought there was a bigger orange down channel, and then this is a nice break. I didn't really take into consideration that it might have been in a range, but I thought this lower high is kind of confirming the failed second entry long. So I thought this possible trade, decent signal bar. Overall bias is going down. The break of this orange down channel wants to test the low. Then prices keep going down. What I think is this orange down channel with this break here. The localized low, first entry short pullback, second entry short. I actually thought this is a better setup than this one because there is just enough room to scalp out. I mean, it's really tight, but you'd have to take it right after this signal bar, right after this bar breaks below this one, because this is a pretty nice signal bar, pretty much a triple test. Second entry short right here. If it closed, I'd be hesitant to try to take a trade now, because after the close here, there's not that much room for the 6-tick scalp, so it'd have to be taken on the engulfing. In other words, it'd have to take it on this candle before it fully closed. So it's a little bit more aggressive. Price move down this orange down channel. I tried to make another channel kind of fit because it looked like two touch confirmations on the high side, maybe three. And on the low side, it kind of fits a little bit better. So I was torn between whether this orange down channel is the one or this one that I'm highlighting through is the actual channel. But before more prices can confirm the bigger one, it kind of pushes out, creates a first entry short, second entry short is technically right here. And then right here, you really don't have a lower high. You got a matching high here. And I really wanted this signal bar to close at the low. Then I would have thought first entry short, second entry short, technically a third entry short, but not really a lower high, but it'd give you confidence that it would have enough momentum for a quick 6-tick scalp. But unfortunately, this candle never sits up that way. So then prices move, it starts pushing down, break of this orange down channel, and then it starts moving slightly sideways. To answer a phone call, so I think I was right here. As a break of this orange down channel starts moving down on this bigger channel here, it's localized low, technically a first entry short. You have a kind of a second entry short, but more like a visual, like one leg up pullback, second leg up. And I thought there was something setting up here. I like that it was touching the EMA. It wasn't quite touching this down channel resistance, so nothing really came up with this. And then prices move up on this bigger, wider channel. It was hard to really find any good trades here or any clean, safe setups. It was potentially a new high here, first entry long pullback, second entry long here, but this one is engulfing. That's nice, except this one is deceiving because as you see this in real time, I see this and I'm thinking maybe it's going to set up here. I'm waiting for a higher low confirmation, but it doesn't give it to you. It's just kind of this. So this green candle engulfs this guy, and then this red one engulfs this green one. So it just looks like it's starting to wedge outward or actually expand. So it's a little bit deceiving, a little bit hard to trade. And then you have this fourth candle, which is essentially the same size as these previous candles. So it's just side by side, you have like piano keys. And something like that is just telling me it's congested. Market is trying to figure itself out, so no real setups to hunt for here. Then it pushes up finally and out, creates a localized high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long. I really wanted this to be a green signal bar, but when it ended red, I wanted to wait for a higher low. And then you don't really get a higher low till about right here. But by the time the higher low occurs, it looks like it's two legs up. So it looks like it's already two attempts up. A higher low now is kind of hard to trust. And then you just look at what the price action's been doing lately. It's just pretty much moving sideways. So the bias for me wasn't super clear. Didn't mean to do that. So then it's starting to move sideways and it sells off on this orange down channel break, tests the low, and then tries to test the low a second time and actually thought this was a possible trade. Looks like a visual first entry long, pullback, second entry long, should be right here. And it's also triple test. Moved it, so it's actually triple test here. This one doesn't quite do it, but it's visual first entry, second entry. What I liked about this signal bar was it engulfs this guy completely. Not too worried about the EMA because the EMA is kind of flat, hard to trust as a key entry point because you have prices moving both above and below it. So first entry long, second entry long, triple test, decent signal bar, enough for a 6-tick scalp, pushes up, breaks out of this resistance area here, creates a first entry long pullback, second entry long. I wanted this to be some kind of setup for me. Unfortunately, it does look like two legs down. This is kind of bouncing off in the middle of nowhere because I see this and I see, okay, this is a pretty decent setup. I do like that it's a break of this orange, test of the low. It looks like it's two legs down. It's reversing, but I want to be extra sure, so I'm waiting for a higher low. The higher low ends up being this guy, but then this is hard to trust. If you see this in real time, looks like it just jetted down. You weren't expecting it to move back up like this, and by the time this candle closes, how how much do I trust this higher low is not really good or not really high because it's a red signal bar. This could move down to test the low again here, so there's no setup here. Pushes up, finally breaks out of the top resistance, moves up this green up channel and then reverses, breaks, tests the low, and it starts moving kind of side by side. I marked this because at the time, I really wanted this signal bar to close to the low. I didn't like this much stem because I saw this as a new low. First entry short, pullback, second entry short. At the time, I was thinking, this looks pretty much sideways. I'm thinking prices are going to come back down. So while waiting for this one to close, I had my order ready. And if it closed to low, I would have tried to jump on it. Of course, I don't know that it's going to flash down like this. So I had to leave it alone when I saw the market kind of push back up. And that kind of breaks out of this range and it kind of sets up for my first one and only trade. Hits a new low. I'm thinking prices are moving in this gray trading range. There's a fail breakout here. I'm expecting potentially a fail breakout on this low side. So it creates a new low here, not really correspondingly same size as this. Looks like it's one push down, maybe two attempts up, and it could make a second leg down, or at least make a slightly bigger breakout here. So it's a new low, first entry short, second entry short. I saw the second entry short. I want to see what the next candle does. It breaks below, so I felt like I was a little bit late to the trade. So I entered one tick below this one. Price is open here, goes up, picks me up, flushes down. I had to take a little bit of heat, and then it gives me that 6-tick scalp, which is right at the lows, which is a little bit risky. I probably should have gone for one tick, or I should have entered on this candle, because if I entered on this original signal bar, then I would have gotten my 6 ticks on this one and be out of the trade, not have to wait through this one and this one taking heat. But lesson learned, I did kind of waited for, well, waited unnecessarily for a double confirmation because I waited for this one to close, and then I decided, yeah, I want to enter the trade, back up the entry up to here, entered, and then flushed down. But if I had entered here initially, then I think it would have been, I wouldn't have to wait through that. Because I think, as you can see, this, I mean, it's hard to argue whether I would have gotten out on this candle, but I can make a strong case that I might have gotten out on this green candle because they would have both come down and hit my exit before having to wait for this candle if I had originally entered here, because it'd be one attempt, second attempt, and then for sure this third one would have got me out. Then prices move down, hits a localized low. It's a first entry short. Technically, a first entry short here, second entry short, but I also saw it as a one leg up first entry short. Now here, there's like a hidden second entry short. So technically, a first entry short, second entry short. You could argue a third entry short, but visually it looks like a first entry short, pullback, second entry short fails. It's also localized high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, kind of on a smaller scale, and then prices push up. So I thought this was a possible trade here. Then prices kind of make two legs up, starts reversing. Break of this orange down channel makes two attempts down and it starts reversing back up to the high side. And as it pushes up, it's kind of going into the close now, but I'm not going to be sitting around to watch this. I'm going to just upload this video and then I got to book it. So hopefully that was helpful.